Chapter 5 Ties. The general. The functions of the tie are the main gauge is maintenance of the surface, maintain alignment, distribute the load of the rail basement, subgrade, and the inability of the tie adequately perform any of the above functions constitute the defective tie. Ties and selection, treatment, tie selection. New ties selected to the use and maintenance of Army tracking shall meet the requirements specified in the area manual for the Railway Engineering, Chapter 8, Part 1, and for 6 inches grade and 7-inch grade ties. The preferred species of ties is the following: hardwoods, red oak, white oak, hickory, ash, beech, and gum. Whether the softwoods are used of the pine and firs as species or preferred treatment shall be pressurized treated in accordance with the most current version of the American Wood Preserves Association (AWPA) and standard CH6. A general recommendation preferred for the preservative ties of the creosote coal tar solution 6040 specified in the Army Wood Preserve Act. The American Wood Preserver Action, standard P2, standard cross-the-tote solutions for the ties used in West Mississippi, whether the attack of the wood of the organisms such as fungi, termites in general not serve the creosote tie petroleum solution of 50/50 is specified by the American Wood Preservation Association. Standards P3 standard creosote petroleum oil solution may be used. Switch ties and recommendations for the switch ties hardwood selecting the list preferred specified species given in the 5.1b. Installation tiles should be inspected perpendicularly in the rails. Proper tampered spiked ties shall be included at the top of the tie over the tie plate in full contact with the base of the rail, bottom of the tie near the rail seat, the full contact with the ballast. Identification of the defective tie. Defective tie is if broken through, split, otherwise impaired, extent to that will not hold the spike often or the rail's fasteners. So deteriorated the tie plate that moved laterally more than 1/2 of an inch relatively to the cross tie current, cut to the tie plate more than 2 inches, cut by the wheel flanges dragging the equipment fire, etc. depth of more than 2 inches, width and 12 inches off the base of the rail frog or load bearing area. Rotted hollow or generally deteriorated to the point of substantially amount of the material decayed and missing the defect are shown in figure 5.1. You have a good tie over here on the left. Decayed tie is in the right in this, and a partial split, which is halfway through the tie. A complete split is through both spikes. A spike killed is one where it's been pushed under. The spikes are up. The derailment and damaged ties off to the side of the tie plate. The burnt tie is one that's been broken underneath the tie. Typical curves are ones that's been smashed through by the web in the tie. A typical tangent, broken, pushed through the tie. End breaks. These are plate cut ties where the plate has cut the tie. The end break is a broken tie and a center break. For the proper tie support, down hangers and ties do not support both rails and considered defective. If the ties that do not support both rails are considered defective. If the down ties of the material is defective, they should be tapped and up and respiked to fully support the rails. Requirements. Consecutive defective ties. The occurrence of consecutive defective ties category A and B requires the operation restrictions specified in below. The number of consecutive ties broken, 0 to 2, none. The operating restrictions. 3, limit the maximum speed to 10 miles per hour. 4, limit the maximum speed to 5 miles an hour. 5, no operation. Joint ties. All joints shall be supported by at least one of the non-defective center lines in the 18 inch of the rail ends as shown in figure 5.2a. Any location with the rail joint not supported at least one non-defective operation shall not exceed 10 miles an hour. At each joint, just at least one within the area must not be defective. The 18 inches and the 18 inches of 36 split joint. The tie spacing existence. The existing tie spacing average greater than 22 inches within the distance of the rail length. Desiring spacing should be establishing during the next prior maintenance cycle. For the track constructed for the average tie spacing greater than 22 inches, the desired space shown and established during the next track rehabilitation. The missing or skewed crooked or ties undesirable track. Any location within the center to center of the tie spacing measured along with the rail exceeding 48 inches. Operations shall not exceed 10 miles an hour. In addition, the tie support is provided by the skewed ties for straightened to the reducing of the spacing. Slightly skewed ties shall be straightened during the next track rehabilitation. Chapter C, tie plates, rail fastening, and other track materials.